we got some donations before the show even started, which is tremendous. Just tremendous. The word of the day. Tremendous. James WF says, is Shanahan's ego so big that he's convinced Lance can't fully grasp his offense by week 1? I think it's just a tremendous question, James. A flat out tremendous question. And the reason I think I'm kind of falling into his conspiracy theory a little bit is that if Kyle really wants Trey Lance to play with the backups against the Chiefs starters, I almost feel like he wants Trey to look bad, which I can't understand a coach actually wanting his own player to look bad, but maybe it buys you time and gives you an excuse not to start him week 1. But I'm not sure that. Do you think he's looking for reasons not to start him week 1? I guess is the answer. The question.
I don't think so, right? I think he wants. I think he wants to. I think he wants to, right? I think he's slow playing it, but I mean, we'll see tomorrow if he does play.
Would you do that if you were a coach? Would you throw Trey Lance in the backups against Chris Jones and
Tyron in high school? In high school, probably. But I mean, this is like Trey Lance is an asset.
It's a lot of stake. It's a lot of stake.
Trey Lance. I mean, this is a business. Trey Lance is an asset. You gave up major capital to move up and get him. Like, you do not want him hurt. He's so like, would I do it? In my level, no, or yeah, but I mean, on that level, on the pro level, probably no, because quarterbacks, especially a guy that you paid that much, that's an asset. You don't want to get him hurt. He's your future. I mean, we've talked about it before. You've talked about another cast, like the future, and even right now we're talking about the present. The present, it's about Trey Lance, right? The development of this team goes along with him. So I don't know that you want to risk it.
How can you expect a quarterback to look good and ready when he's playing with backups against starters? It's almost like you can't have any other expectation that he's going to look bad if that's what happens.
Yeah, and I know that maybe Kyle Shanahan wasn't aware of what Andy Reid said, that he's going to play.
Possible.
But I can say that on my level, like we at high school, when we have scrimmages, we talk to the other coach, the other staff, and we say, hey, this is what we want to do. Like, what do you do? And we fill it out. I'm pretty sure they probably do that on the pro level. And maybe Kyle hadn't talked to Andy yet, but he should. I'm sure they do it. I don't. If you have a pro guy on or you know, through your channels, you can ask them. But I'm pretty sure they do that. Like, hey, Andy, what's your plan? Like, I'm going to play this guy or I'm going to play my starters. I think they do that.
I mean, the way I've read this the whole time is that Kyle's been looking to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey Lance may have been the third option, and there's a lot to like about him, but I think it's fair for the Niners to have had questions. Is he ready? He needs a lot of improvement on his mechanics. How quickly will that take? And I think what they're learning is he's exceeding expectations. If he continues to do that for another 4 weeks, I think they're going to start him. He hasn't done it yet, but he's on track. And the way I see this playing out is if Lance continues to do what he's doing, is the Niners will Jimmy will take a pay cut and stay as a backup for a year and then leave. So I'm not sure that he's necessarily wanting to start Jimmy week 1. I think if Trey's ready, that's the best news that the organization could have hoped for. Do you think Kyle Shanahan will hold back Trey Lance in the sense of not a lot of design runs, not a lot of shots down the field, mostly quick passes from the pocket?
I'm not sure, but I do think that it might tell us. It might answer the question that you first got: is does Kyle want him to start? If Kyle is letting him kind of is letting him off the leash, you'll get an idea of, hey, he wants this kid to start. If you see a lot of handoffs and not big shots down the field, not letting him showcase what the kid can do,
right?
Then you might be leaning towards, hey, he probably wants Jimmy to start and wants to be super careful with what he shows of this kid, because if Trey Lance goes nuts tomorrow, he's going to get pressure from the fans, and he might even get pressure from his boss to play Lance.
That's a good point. So yeah, what is the timeline Kyle Shanahan wants? We'll see that tomorrow. If he's got Trey Lance going with the backups against the starters, I'm thinking he wants Jimmy to start week 1, because I don't think Trey's going to play that well with Tom Compton and Sean Coleman protecting him, throwing to Richie James Jr. and Jawan Jennings. I don't think it's going to go that well, but maybe I'm wrong.
I was asked last night in your Discord, like, whether or not I felt like they were going to use Trey Lance and design runs, and I mean, I would. I mean, it's not like teams have never seen the option before. There's only so many different ways you can block it up. Like, would I show them specific packages like the jet sweep and off of that? No, but
No.
you could run the quarterback. Like, teams know you're going to run Trey Lance this year, whether he's starting or not.
I'd give him a couple lead blockers though, and they do that where you have guys
Yeah.
pulling around. I wouldn't really necessarily have him going out there naked.
And it's also like if you do plan to play your second team and they've got a pass rush going on, it's a way to slow those guys down.
Yeah,
too.
Absolutely. So yeah, I guess what you're saying is if he doesn't let Lance show his athleticism, the legs, the arm strength, he's doing it on purpose because he doesn't want pressure to start in week 1, is what you're saying.
Probably that's what I would say. Maybe he will,
but if he's calling shots like, hey, I got 3 15-yard throws in the game plan and a 25-yarder. If you hit him, fans will instantly love you. Let's do it. Because that's what Harbaugh did with Colin. When Kaepernick finally got that start against the Bears because Alex was hurt, I was like, the first 5 throws were aggressive. It's like, I'm going to call 5 throws I would never call for Alex Smith. Yeah. If you hit these, you get you've won the team over. Let's see what you do. And Kaepernick hit him.
But yeah, and Harbaugh was a competitor, right? So like he, if the opportunity was there, he was going to do it. But I do think Kyle has a little bit of that in him too, and it'll be interesting to see if he can even help himself, right? Because there didn't the defense corner, didn't he say like that he treats Kyle is notorious for treating practice like a game. Like he'll scout his own defense and like call shots on his even though it's practice, he knows that you're weak against this and he's going to call it in practice. So
because he can't turn it off, right? Like that's how he is. Yeah.
He just might not be able to help himself. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll interpret how he's used and go from there. Goldblatt, what?
I was just gonna say the one thing that Kyle could do with the starters, or maybe he could pull some, like maybe you pull Trent, you don't play Trent, but you play McGlinchey.
Sure.
Maybe
good idea. Give him some.
Maybe you play Brunskill at center and you play something like that. Still play Lakin, like something like that.
Better play Brunskill at center because their backup center right now is freaking
what's his name?
Alex Brendel or something. I think it was UCLA. Shout out. But yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, so take out some of your starters, but give them like, Ayuk, give them one of the receivers, give them Sermon. If it's not Kittle, give them Dwelly, give them Sanu. Give them some guys. That's all I'm saying. Because you can't expect any quarterback to look good if 10 starters are missing. Come on.
The crazy thing is, it's not only is it Tom Compton, right? But you're playing a guy that hasn't played right tackle before. Like whether it's Tom Compton or, Steve Smith or whatever, like he hasn't even whether he's good or not, he hasn't played that position.
How did the Niners look at Tom Compton's tape at guard last season and be like, you know what? Let's move this. He needs a bigger challenge. He needs a bigger challenge. So Goldblatt 21 says, highly doubt it happens, but if Lance throws to it, I'm sorry, I just don't understand how that happened. He should have been moved to like left bench.
Maybe they looked at the $2 million they were paying him, and they were like, well, we got to get a little bit more out of that.